Well, the best Gallente ships are something that we're going to be discussing today, Z's. That's right. We're going to be showing you the most usable small ships, and this video specifically for newer players. So if you want the best Eve guides, you came to the right place. Ladies and gentlemen, Loru here, digital advertiser, content creator, and Eve enjoyer for the better part of 10 years now. And there's a lot of ships for the Gallente race. You've seen our Caldari videos. We'll have other ships for other races very, very soon. And what we want to do is have this video be what is the best ships for newer players that are flying Gallente. We will be having, just like our other Caldari and the rest of the races ships, we're going to be going into the Tech 2 and Tech 3 ships a little bit later. Let's focus on these bad boys right here. Let's talk about these ships and see what we can get into. All right, let's start at the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start with the Navitas. Okay, let's start with the Navitas. Let's see if I can find it. It's right here. Okay, now the Navitas is a Tech 1 Logi ship, and it is recently buffed, but it is with Catalyst expansion and the recent stuff. But I can tell you this ship is very, very niche. It is a Logi ship. It can't really do Abyss. It can't do combat. It can't really scan. And because of its roll bonuses, it ends up being an alt or like a multi-boxing like pocket healer ship. And that's not really a thing in Eve. You can do that, but there's more to it. This ship is so, let's call it non-usable outside of its own role, that we're going to put it into the D tier. How we're going to organize this is what is most usable, what is most diverse, what has the most utility. The more niche, the lower this goes. The Navitas is very niche and is something you should not necessarily skill into unless your Corp is making it happen. They're backpacks. This is a good notice that 480 M3, I can tell you even with the cargo expanders, the Navitas is not the cargo ship you want. Some people use them as cargo ships. You can go up to 450. Even, and if we look at the rigs, you can put the small cargo hold optimization, 690, nice, nice. This is still less than the exploration ships. We'll talk about them in just a sec. So the Navitas, a weaker ship, D tier. I would not use it and not get into this one first. It's a D tier ship. Let's talk about the Tristan. The Tristan, or the fat boy, the large lad, the thing that is going to be probably one of your first ships. And deep Loru lore, this was my first ship, because of its double tracking speed bonuses, okay? The drones and hybrid turrets. When you're new, it's hard to hit things. Read hit chance if you've done other MMOs. This is going to not increase your damage, but it is going to increase the consistency of your damage, which when you're new, that is a very big deal. The Tristan, and here's a big tip for you newer players, you open up your fittings tab, you go to Hulls and Fits, and then you make sure this box is checked. This is community fittings, okay? Community fittings is something that is built in to the game. You can see there's 4 community fittings right there, and even I have something here. You can do the Crimson Harvest with it. We have our Tech 1 for C1s. This is for new bros. You can do Tier 1 Abyssals for only 2 million-isk. You can do T0 Abyssals for, this says 15 million, but it's probably just because something's overpriced right now. It says 15 million. What's 15 million? What the heck? What's doing so much? These Hornets are level. These Hornets are just expensive right now. You can tech down these Hornets to do T0 Abyssals. You can do PvP in the Tristan with the full rack of newts. You can do PvE with the Tristan. This ship does a lot of things and is very consistent on its bonuses. You can even explore with it because of its ability to have multiple high slots. This is one of the best frigates in the game. And we're gonna start by putting it into high A, and it might be an S tier ship, and I'm blind. Chat, I hate doing these because I can never find it. If you can see the Tristan first, you tell me where it is and we will put it in there. I don't think it's in that list. I'm gonna have to come down here, chat, and if Edler, you can keep it to show how blind it's behind my shoulder. Oh, this whole time, chat. Is it on? Oh, it was literally on my shoulder. Is it right here? You guys are saying it's on my shoulder, so it's like, oh, I am blind, chat. Thank you. I like how on your shoulder actually helped me to understand where it was. We're gonna put it into high A, low S. We might put it into S by the end tier. We'll see. S tier ships are, in my opinion, ships you must have. ships you must get, ships you will have. Fine. The Tristan is our first S tier ship. You can do Abyss, faction warfare, PvE, scanning. The only thing you can't really do is mining, but who cares? This is a great ship, and because it's a drone boat, drones are really good for early game skill points, because every ship in the game, most ships use drones. So the higher, even if they don't have drone bonuses, most ships use drones. The higher you get, the more drones you'll use. It's a good ship. We'll put it into S tier. S tier ship at the start. The Incursus is, the Tristan has a double DPS roll bonus. The Incursus has an armor rep bonus. So this is a tank. This is a like, I'm going to survive. I'm going to do damage, raw damage bonus ship. This ship is very good and is going to be excellent for PvP and is, in my opinion, the better PvP ship. Okay, the Incursus, you can see we also take it into Crimson Harvest. There is a PvE mission built in to the community fits. There's a PvP fit. There's a PvE fit. You can also do Abyss with the Incursus because the armor rep bonus is really good if you're doing Abyss. It's very good because it's just the same heals, more stuff to it. This ship is excellent, and I recommend it as one of your first ships. It is the second ship I ever flew in the game, and it looks, honestly, I like the like jousting look to it as well. Is this an S tier ship or an A tier ship? The question is it better or worse than the Tristan in terms of usability? The Tristan can do Abyss, so can the Incursus. The Tristan can do faction warfare, so can the Incursus. The Tristan can do PvE missions, so can the Incursus. How's the align time on this? 3 seconds. How's the Tristan's align time? Show me this. A little bit longer. Warp speed 5.7. How's this? 5.7. So they have similar warp speeds, but the Incursus is 425 on grid. How's the Tristan? 390. The Incursus is faster, so you can use this as a travel fitted ship as well, and the Incursus is the better travel fitted ship. What's a travel fitted ship? A ship fitted not for combat, but from getting you from A to B. Should we put the Incursus above the Tristan? I think so. The Tristan teaches, I believe also it is better for newer players because of its shield bonus. This will be more forgiving for newer players. I think it's the Incursus. You can disagree with me. I believe the Incursus is going to be a must-have for Gallente pilots when you're new. From a usability standpoint, S tier ship ahead of the Tristan. Usability, ladies and gentlemen, let's see. Do you disagree with me? Type 2. Do you agree with me? Type 1. Do you disagree? Type 2. Do you agree with me? Type 1. Let's go for the Imicus. Chat, the Imicus is the exploration ship. We got about 50-50 so far on the disagrees and agreed. This is good. We're going to do a poll at the end. The Imicus is an exploration ship that is going to have bonuses to scanning and hacking primarily, and is going to be not necessarily for combat, and the salvager is kind of like whatever. It also has the biggest cargo hold of any Tech 1 ship and is still sub 4. This is going to be your first ever hauling ship. Okay, you have a lot of things for this. Look, here is your, we'll actually put this fit in the description for you. This is a hauling ship. Looks like I have to fix this. Chat. Oh, it used to have an ECM burst. Oh, chat. Yo, let's fix this fit live right now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's fix this fit literally right now. Let's overprop this. Oh, chat, we're going to have a good time. Everybody ready for an impromptu fix your fits episode? So this fit used to be a Tech 1 fit that I would recommend people take out into dangerous areas of space. And now, well, we're going to fix this live. We got a little bit of shields here, a little bit of cap battery. Sub 4 with this. Let's turn this off so that we are sub 3. Still looking real good at sub 3. Compact Regolith shield extender. Maybe we just fit an EM shield extender in there just to call a spade a spade. EM shield amplifier. Boop. We just throw like a Tech 1. Where's the compact one is going to be better than the Tech 1 one almost every time. Almost every time. And then we don't need the semiconductor, that's for sure. Can we get this sub 2 is the question. I don't think so. Instead, maybe we get like aux thrusters. Do you need the cap battery? Probably not. I think I need to think about this fit more. Edler, you can keep this in, but I'm not going to include this fit in the description because I don't feel comfortable doing so. What I can, because I need to really kind of like theory craft this, and that's outside of the scope of this video. So what I'll tell you is the Imicus can fit in high sec scanning and hacking. You can have it also be a frigate escape bay. Look, here's a good showcase. 1300 cargo for your frigate escape bay for your battleships. This is for like having a frigate escape bay, not for traveling around. You can do exploration missions on it. You can also do high sec, low sec, null sec scans with this. You can do a lot with the Imicus. So I think this is very important to understand that when we do these, what we're trying to do is something people must have. I'm going to put the Imicus into A because you should have, my philosophy is with Eve, you should have at least two ships really that do various things. So if you have an Imicus is exploration, that's like one direction. And then if you have the Imicus, that's like one direction. Then if you have an Incursus, the Incursus is multiple other directions. Okay. The Imicus might be like hauling, you know, and explo. And the Incursus might be something like PvE and PvP. And let's say this is, what else can you do with this? You could do like PvE missions, and you can also do PvP like faction warfare, and then you can do PvE abyss, right? So you get two of these ships. You're already set up for a variety of content. This is kind of my point here, is that with just two of these ships, why we make these videos is because we want to explain what to do with them, not just, here's my tier list. Here's because I watched tier lists that were made like years ago that were something like, okay, here's my tier list. That's it's just so boring. Like, that's not actually how it is. We're going to put the Imicus to A tier because its exploration and hacking is something you should have as a newer player, especially with the mining updates. And this is something you should definitely have. And Imicus is an A tier ship. Let's keep on going with this. So the Atron is going to be a PvP ship. Mainly, the bonus to propulsion jamming systems activation cost is going to let you web stuff very, very easily. This is for using webs. Okay, requirement for, you're going to see a lot of like webbing and scrams. This is a PvP ship primarily. This ship is a PvP ship. It's also very, very fast. It's got the lowest line and decent warp. The Atron is one of those ships that I recommend you have a travel fit for, and I'll show you what I mean by this. You throw some inertia stabs in the lows. You can get this to sub 2. Sub 2 align is really good. Really good. You put in, and here's my favorite thing, and this is something I did back in the day. I'm not going to include this in the description. I'm just going to show you all. Okay, so if I take out this, we're still sub 2. So with 1 inertia stab and 3 low friction nozzle joints in the rigs, we can actually cargo fit this ship to have 217 cargo. I'll show you what this looks like. 217 cargo sub 2 align. That's really good because you can use this to transport. When you're new, you don't really have a lot of cargo to transport, and getting to warp faster is going to really help you. You throw some shield on this. Why not just use a shuttle? The thing about this, and yeah, the Hecate's the better ship. We're not talking about like max tier hundreds of millions of ISK ship. We're talking about a ship that costs $1 million ISK. That's what we're talking about here, chat. Yes, you can fly a Hecate. I want to be super clear that this video is going to be for newer players. This video is for newer bros. So yes, you can go spend hundreds of millions of ISK. That's not the scope of this video, just to be super, super clear. Okay, so you can throw a shields hardener on there. Throw a, let's put an enduring one on there since you're going to be doing stuff. And you could use a shuttle to have that kind of a line speed. But if you use a Tech 1 frigate that's sub 2, you can get it up to 6,000 EHP. A shuttle has like 200 EHP, you know? So this is going to be able to survive like a smart bomb or something like that, whereas a shuttle is not. A 6,000 EHP, you can survive 1 round of Macarial smart bomb, like 1 cycle. That's better than a shuttle can. So this is kind of the point of this. This won't be in the description because it's just, I would like you to be able to make this fit yourself, Chad, okay? This is just a basic travel fit. It's only 12 million ISK. The Atron is good for travel and is good for PvP, but because it's not as tanky, it's a bit made of paper, it's made for speed. This ship is not, let's type in Atron, going to be as usable. You can see the only one here is you can do PvE missions with it. You can, but it's mainly meant for, you can also do salvaging with this if you would like a Pochfin, but that's outside the scope of this video. This is a PvP ship. So this ship, travel hauling PvP, it's more situational. So we're going to put it in B tier. We're going to put it as a ship that you could get, and maybe that's the Tech 2 ship. That's fine. I think this one is the Tech 2 ship. That's fine. We'll put that in there. This is the Atron, chat. This is the Atron. This ship is a B tier ship because it's not as useful as these. You could do 4 things with the Tristan, 4 things with the Incursus, 3 things with this, but only 2 things really with the Atron. Okay. We're going to show you how to do the Abyss and all that. So that's right, Napster. That's right. So that is the T2, and yeah, but I gotta find the Atron in this freaking list, and God knows I'm never gonna be able to find it. So it is what it is. This is an Atron B tier ship. Thank you for that. Okay, let's move on. The Maulus is an E-War ship, and I'm just gonna tell you straight up, this is like a C tier, potentially a D tier ship. Okay, because with E-War is one of those things, right? E-War is one of those things that's very PvP focused. And you kind of need high skills to make it work. And it's really a support ship among everything else. So one of these is the Maulus, one of these is a Kirin. I'm just going to put this into C. I'm actually going to put it into D. Let me think about this. No, I'm putting it in C because you can do PvP with the Maulus. The Maulus is going to be better than the Navitas because you cannot do solo PvP with the Navitas. You can with the Maulus. It's a good PvP ship, but it takes higher skill cap, higher skills to be able to apply. It's really just a PvP ship and mainly a support ship. And its bonuses is sensor dampening, which what that does is if your ship is here and you are dampening them, they will not be able, let's say they can lock you out to here. If you damp them, if your dampening is active, they'll be able to lock you out to here instead. They get reduced range, which forces them to come close to you. That's a pretty decent skill cap ship to fly. If you're new, you're going to have to understand speed and effective ranges of weapons and all this other stuff. It's just a lot. So I think the Maulus is a good C tier ship, great PvP ship. But it really only does. Sensor Damps is the best E-War right now. Yes, but a newer player is going to have a hard time with that. These are your frigates. Let's talk about the destroyers, then we'll go into the Navy stuff, okay? Let's talk about the Algos. Where does the Algos sit comparatively to these ships? Now, before I talk about the Algos itself, let's talk about what destroyers are. Destroyers are in between frigates and cruisers. Frigates are speedier and do good DPS, but they sacrifice tank for speed. Cruisers are bigger DPS, but they're slower. They're more easy to hit, but they have higher tank, higher active tank. They're harder to kill because of their increased tank. Destroyers are kind of like in between. They do more DPS than the frigates. They do slightly more DPS than the cruisers, depending on your fit, but they don't go as fast as the frigates and they're not as tanky as the cruisers. So they're in this weird middle ground where they do like a lot of damage, but they're easier to kill and they're slower. So they're a bit odd. They're odd is what I'll tell you. So let's talk about then the Algos. The Algos is a dedicated drone boat hybrid tracker. This is the big brother of the Tristan. If you've skilled up into the Tristan, then you've got the ship. The bonus to drone max velocity is pretty sick because it increases your application. The faster, if your drone boat is here, the enemy ship is here. If your drones are taxiing, they're not doing damage. If your drones are on the ship spooling and spinning, they're doing damage. The other bonus to drone velocity is that when they're coming back to you, once they're back in your drone bay, you can try to save their lives. So because if they're taking damage, if they're defanging you, which is killing drones, the faster they go, the faster they come back to your drone bay, the easier it is to save their lives. So the Algos is one of those ships that's very useful for a lot of different things, okay? You can use it, it's used a lot for salvage. I use it a lot for salvage. You can use it for PvE missions. You can use it for PvP. It's a really good PvP ship. You can use it for a lot of PvE kinds of NPC missions. We already mentioned that. The Sisters of Eve Epic Arc has a dedicated Algos fit, very good for this, only 3 million-esque to go do the entire Sisters of Eve Epic Arc. You can do the Abyss in this as well. It's an excellent ship, and because it's a destroyer, you can also do dedicated salvage with this and go out and go into like Pochfin or something with it. And I even have a Pochfin bait fit that's a PvP fit that we can, you know, throw in a gun and go kill off some of the herons that are on grid with me. I'll show that fit to you here But again, I won't put this in the description because Pochfin salvage, if you take this fit and go into Pochfin without watching our Pochfin salvage video, then you're just going to die because you are
never safe and aid.
And, you know, I'm not going to put that in the description because people are going to go, Loru said it's good to salvage a Pochfin. Go watch our video. That's how it is. This is a diverse ship you can do a lot with. And the tracking speed, the big brother of the Tristan, makes it very consistent. So we're going to look for the Algos. We're going to find it. And I believe this is an A tier ship. If I can find it. Oh, chat, we're back here again. Okay. I believe this is an A tier ship. The question is, what's up, Cozy? It's good to see you. How you doing, Cozy? 072. The question for you, chat, is this above the Imicus in usability? Can you use the Algos for more things? Let's count it out. The Imicus is a better hauling ship. Okay. The Imicus can haul, can do explo, which is both scanning and hacking. So that's two things. The Imicus can do some light PvE. Exploration can plex your account, definitely can. The Algos can do PvE, PvP, Abyss, can do salvage, can technically do explo. The Algos is a more usable ship. Get you into an Algos. We're going to put that to a high A. Why am I not putting it into S? Because the cost goes up. Algos is just the hull is 2 million-esque. The hull of the Tristan is 600,000-esque. You can go have 3 fully fitted Tristans and lose them all, and that'll equal 1 fully fitted Algos. From a usability, from a new bro standpoint, that's what this video is for. The Tristan is the better ship because you can lose more of them. Okay? That's right, Lions Blade. The blasters on the Algos still does the work. Goes burr, you know, it still does well. So I do like me some blasters. So, and you might say it's an F tier weapon. That's fine. We're not comparing weapons to weapons. We're talking about Gallente ships. So this is a high A ship. Well done to the Algos. Let's talk about the Catalyst. This is a gank machine. This is a PvP machine, and it does some of the most high DPS for being a destroyer, sub battle cruiser because of its amount of high slots. We're talking 8 hard points. The Catalyst fit, that is fit correctly, 8 hard points. Let's look at this. With Tech 1 ammo, we're doing 200 DPS. That's a lot for Tech 1 ammo. This is a very good ship. You can do Sisters of Evark, PvE, PvP. You could do scanning with this. You could do Abyss with this. We salvage with it. Okay, check out this salvage fit. Okay, I will give you this fit. This is a very standard. This is actually a standard salvage fit. You literally don't need an Octus. This is it. With the triple salvage tackles, you get up to 55% with the salvage skill and the salvage tackle. You won't get that much early, but having a dedicated salvage ship as a newer player is actually really good because you can do a mission, bookmark the spot, bring your salvage ship back, and it's free ISK. Pretty good. Pretty good. These are really good. So this is a good ship to have. The question is it better than the Algos? I don't think so. Is it better than the Imicus? I think so. But exploration has such a spot in my heart. And I believe that people are going to look at this list and they're going to think,
Loru said I should get an Incursus, a Tristan, an Algos, and a Catalyst.
Really what I think you should do is get 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll put the Catalyst right below it because it's still usable, but exploration really needs to be something that you do. It's more usable than the Imicus. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's more usable. Catalyst is probably the ship I used the most for my new bro days. Was such a good sniper for level 2s. There it is. Yes. See, because it's not as tanky as the Algos, it's slightly more niche than the Algos. So we'll put it right here. There's your destroyers. There's your A tier ships. Let's work backwards. Let's talk about the Navy destroyers. Let's talk about the Navy Catalyst. Okay. The Navy Catalyst is straight up better, but it is 20 million-esque for the body. It is tankier. It heals for more. It does more damage and it hits more consistently. This is a behemoth in faction warfare and is very, very good ship. This is one of the best faction warfare ships you could get, and I think this is an Eris, but I don't know where the Catalyst Navy is. So if we don't find it right now, I'm just going to use an Eris, chat, because there's just too many buttons here, and my ADD cannot handle the amount of things happening right now. I'm trying to see it. That's a Hecate. We'll put that right here, because we're inevitably going to do that. I see a Ninazu, but not a Kata. And Loru, you can keep this in. I want the people to see my ADD and how it works and how it goes. Okay. The Kata Navy, because it's expensive, it is a great ship, but because it's expensive, it's not going to be very necessarily useful for a newer player. We're going to put it to B tier simply because of its expense. Simply because of how much money it costs. Okay. The Kata Navy is very much money. Let me show you this. Kata Navy. Okay, let me do filter to current hull. Okay. You can do PvP in it, and with blasters, with void ammo, and you're going to use Tech 2s. You're going to be doing heated. Okay, we're going to be doing up 600 DPS. That's gross. That's disgusting. Okay, it flags. This is a nasty looking fit. Look, PvP, you could do PvE. You could do Abyss in this. We are going to have guides on how to do Abyss with this. This is a salvage, and I call this my salvage and salvage killer because I'm out salvaging. I'm acting like I'm salvaging. This is bait. Think of this as a worm on the end of a hook. Okay, I'm out salvaging. I'm in a Catalyst Navy. People think they're safe. They show up, they get scrammed, they get popped. I take their crap. That's what this fit is. This is a nasty fit. This is a fit of my own creation. Okay, so chat, this is really nice. And we have an MTU for doing stuff. So I'm going to put this into B because you can lose like 5 or 6 fully fit catalysts to equal just the hull of a Kata Navy. 600 DPS in a destroyer is absolutely gross. That's sick. Yeah, you got to AK kill it. Tell you what, I will put that salvage fit into the Loru gaming chat. Okay. I will put the salvage and salvage killer into the Loru gaming chat. This is, you can press plus, type Loru gaming, This is a corporation agnostic chat where we can just all hang out and I like to share my fits. Definitely hit on, I'll put it there right there for you, chat right there. You can share it around. The Kata Navy is a B tier ship, not because it's bad, but because it's expensive, takes higher skills, and because it is not as replaceable as, say, the Catalyst for newer players. That's what we're going for. A great ship nonetheless. Don't get it twisted. One of the best faction warfare PvP ships you can kit into if you are going Gallente ships specifically. Let's talk the Maulus Navy. This ship is so interesting. This ship might be one of the best frigates in the game for stuff. +2 scramble strength to warp scramblers. Okay, this is the short range ones. It does not apply to warp disruptors, the long range ones. So the Maulus Navy at 9 million ISK is, so this one, tell me what confused you, Gorilla, because I want to tell you to help me understand. I will help you. 10% drone hit points, harder to defang you, tracking speed, you do more damage. 10% bonus to warp scram range. This ship is gross. Ew, it is. If you see a Maulus Navy, you need to be afraid because this ship does damage. Tech 2 Hobgoblins doing 120 damage with, ooh, let's put our guns in here as well. Let's use it with, gotta get some hail. Load hail, never fail, baby. We're up to almost 200 DPS. Laura, we should do a frigate 1v1 at some point, Arvito, for sure. 50 cats and pop an obelisk. I mean, one day gone, like one day. If you overheat this, you go up to, let me click this right, almost 200 DPS, but its strength comes in the ability to have a Tech 2 warp scram, and because of its bonuses, it has more points than a faction warp scram. So the point here is warp scramblers have a power, a Tech 2 one has a power of base 2. The only way to get to 4 outside of this thing's roll bonuses is to get a faction scram. This 50 million ISK 3. The one with 50 million ISK is more than triple, almost triple, this whole fully fitted ship. And you just get that value from just having this ship. This is really sick. This is a really great ship. This is an exploration genocide. It's not a joke. It's real, dude. You put some hackers on this or some scanners, excuse me. You got yourself a thing. This is 20 million ISK. Good tank, 6K. Goes fast, 2,000. Locks you down. Put a web on this puppy and you're going to be good to go. I don't necessarily love this fit. It's just the one that's here. Let me show you. This is the faction warfare. Here's our faction warfare Molly boy. We used to give this to newer players back when we were doing some faction warfare. This does 1 fit. This is a 30 million-isk fit. What's so expensive on this fit, Loru? We have the double Trimark armor pumps. Coming in, trying to make them a little bit more tanky. Maybe I do some tech ones there. The point is that this ship, if you see a Maulus Navy, you need to be afraid because this is a very scary PvP ship and its main bonuses is to the warp scram. Now, the Maulus Navy is going to be, we're going to put it as better than, we're going to put the Navy ship is better than the Tech 1 ship, okay? We're going to do that because the Maulus Navy, even though it's more expensive, the bonuses on this thing are just nasty. They're really, really good. And the base Maulus just gives you sensor damp strength. Kind of meh when you're new. When you're, if you and your buddies want to go do PvP, if one of you gets into a Maulus Navy, it's going to go well with you because you can just lock down any ship that comes in for cheaper than the other people, and you're defanged much harder. The Maulus Navy, a solid PvP ship. Still, is it a B tier ship? Is it below the Atron? Yes. Yes, it is. It is not a C tier ship. It is a B tier ship because this Maulus is just, the T1 Maulus is made of paper. It's so basic. This one is going to be below the Atron simply because of its cost. Simply because of its cost. So Catalyst, Cata Navy, we'll cover these at the end because I know some of these, this is like the Eris, but I can't find it. Yeah, there's so much on this. I don't even know if it's up. There's so many numbers, Mason. What do they mean? We'll just keep it going. So, okay, that's the Maulus Navy. Let's talk about the Imicus Navy. The ship is weird. Okay, the ship is strange because it's an exploration ship. It gets bonuses to scanning. It gets bonuses to scanning, bonuses to hacking, but it also gets bonuses to damage and drones. Basically, this ship does combat and hacking, but its real strength is like PvP. So the way a lot of people like to fit this ship is like I have here, where this is a newt boat, where we've got medium drones doing only 70 DPS, but you're not going anywhere. I'm just gonna newt you the heck out, you know? This is a weird ship. This is a strange ship. Why we're gonna rank this ship, the Imicus Navy, so low is because people buy this ship and think that it is, we're gonna put it in C. People buy this ship and think, I'm gonna put it in low B because I'm gonna put it in high C. I'm gonna put it in high C. People buy this ship and think they're safe when they go exploring, and they think that they are now like able to do things against gankers. A Proteus uncloaks, you're still dead. What this ship is good at is killing other explorers, and while you're out, you get some hacking for yourself. That's very niche. That's very niche. You can do PvE missions with it, but notice there's no community fittings. It's difficult. You're going to lose to a dedicated PvP ship. You're not going to be as fast as a dedicated PvE ship. And exploration ships are going to be slipperier, more slippery than you. And you have like combat focused stuff, but if you want to gank, you might as well just fly gank ships. So we're going to put it into high C, Imicus Navy, because it's weird. The base Imicus, a wolf in sheep's clothing, exactly. But that's still like not very consistent. So we're gonna, and that's this list is consistency. We're gonna put it into high C. That's where it goes. We have arrived at the Federation Navy Comet. Ladies and gentlemen, this ship has tracking speed. This ship has damage. There's a reason that this ship is one of the favorites. It hits like a truck. It hits consistently. Its fitting is very good. Good lows, good mids. Not 2, it has 3. Not 3, it has 4. Not 2, it has 3. It has an extra slot for other stuff. It is a hybrid turret, tracking speed, fun incoming, fun ink coming in. This is a PvP ship. This is a very good PvP ship. It's a very good PvE ship. You can do Abyss with it. You can do Explo with it. It is a tough ship. It is a tanky ship. It's one of the best looking ships in the game. It can speed tank. It can armor tank. It can hull tank. You can do a lot with it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Comet is a X. It's so good. We're gonna put this to S tier ships. We're gonna put this, do I put it above the Incursus and the Tristan? I think I do. The Gallente ship tier list for newer players. The Comet is one of the best ships you can get into. And I'm saying to you, of the T1 and Navy stuff, and it's only 9 million-isk in the body. This is one of the best ships you can get. I'm telling you today that this is the best ship newer players can go towards. If you are PvP, PvE focused, it does Abyss, it does PvE missions, you can haul with it, travel fit, it does a lot of things. I think this is going to be very, very good. Now, some of you are saying not above the Tristan. You could argue it's this. Let me tell you why. The Tristan is drones, and every ship in the game uses drones. You go far into the hook bills, or sorry, they're very similar. You go far into hybrid turrets, that's only for hybrid turret ships. But the Tristan is drones, which are used in every single ship. Now that we've gotten through all of the Navy frigates and destroyers, let's put it to a poll, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go into Twitch right now. You're going to influence this tier list, ladies and gentlemen. It's only on Twitch. Sorry, YouTube frogs and kick frogs, because we just have to do this. So, S tier list. Either you think that, and you're going to vote on this, either it's going to be Tristan, Comet, Incursus, or you think it's going to be Comet, Tristan, Incursus, and you're going to vote on this, chat. Give me just a sec. Or you think it's going to be Comet, Incursus, Tristan. You will have 1 minute to vote on this. Editor, you're going to keep this in. You're going to choose the order that we put this in, ladies and gentlemen. Do you think it's, right now, I'm saying it's Tristan, Comet, Incursus. Okay? This one. Do you think that's what it is? Or do you want me to put the Comet first, then Tristan, then Incursus? This is just for S tier ships. Tristan first for cost alone. That's a really good point, Shansley, and that's why I am going to keep the Tristan. You've convinced me, Shansley. I think Tristan should be first, but I am bound by chat. Come on down. So, ooh, let me link this to YouTube frogs. Here you go. I fought 3 frigates with an Incursus and lived. Incursus is great because of that tank. It really is. Those tank bonuses are not nothing. You've got about 20 seconds left, chat. It looks like you think it's Tristan, Comet, Incursus. I'm inclined to agree. Last votes coming in. 10, 9, 8, 7. Editor, keep this in. 4, 3, 2, and 3, 3.5, 2 3/4, 1, and muggles don't see nothing, do they? Look at this. Tristan, Comet, Incursus are your S tier ships for this tier list. Well done, everybody. Well done. This is by usability. Let's do one more. A little bit more here. Okay. Let's do a little bit more. We're going to talk about the haulers. But I want you to have like a global understanding of something. Okay. We're going to talk about the Gallente Haulers. All right. But hear me. Gallente Haulers are weird because they have more Tech 1 haulers than any other race. And they all do something specific. They're all very odd. So let's talk about the good one first. Iteron Mark IV is going to be your best, most holding Tech 1 hauler. And a lot of you are fitting this wrong. Okay. You need to have, if you're in high sec, you need to have an align time focused hauler to get out quick. This is sub 7. It takes decent skills to get this. If you do not want to have, if you do not have a lot of skills, then you have to afterburner pulse trick after pulse or afterburner 1 time to be able to align out quickly. And you have to hull tank this because you're made of paper and people look for Incursus, people look for, excuse me, for Iteron Mark Vs to be able to kill. They see an Iteron Mark V, the gankers see Pinata because they know that you can't fly Tech 2 haulers yet and you must be able to do something. Hear me. Do not cargo fit these haulers. You might be inclined to. 4,000 is plenty for you to take your stuff to market, for you to haul your stuff. I'm going to put the Iteron Mark V as a B tier ship for this. Okay. We're going to put the Iteron Mark V as a, I think this is it, but we're just going to call it the Iteron. This is going to be a B tier ship behind these. Everybody needs a hauling ship. Everybody. Okay. Everybody. And the Iteron is a good maximum place to start, but do not cargo fit the Iteron. Let's quickly go through these. The Miasmos is a mining focused ship with a mining hold. Okay. With my current attributes, our mining hold is going to be up to 42k. If you mine primarily, you get a Miasmos when you're new. If you mine 42,000 M3 is a lot. That's That's on the level of the DST. That's the level of the Occator. Okay, so you're going to want the miasmos if you mine. So what we're going to do is kind of say it like this. Every single Tech 1 hauler is going to go where this is, at low B, because you need one. But it's going to depend on what your main focus is. I think everybody needs an Iteron Mark V for the global, if you're new, for the global hauls, to haul everything. From there, choose your favorite Gallente Hauler and pick your specialization. The Nereus is going to be a fast hauler, okay? You can look at the bonuses. Warp speed acceleration. This is going to get, if you are having a long way to go, you want to go in the Nereus. It is faster to haul and has better warp speed. Okay, let me show you. Hauler operations. So this guy has this fit up, and this is, oh my God, is this a community fit? Oh God, do not fit this Nereus like this. Okay. All right, this is so terrible. I literally have to do this. Okay, let's just pause. Stop what we're doing. Chad, it's time for an impromptu episode of Fix Your Fits. Please, we're about to save New Bro's lives. Do not use that Nereus fit that you just saw. Do not. It is atrocious. It's atrocious because it doesn't use its bonuses. We have good cargo capacity. The inertia modifier means we align faster. We're going to lean into that, okay? You're also going to use not cargo hold optimizations. You're not going to do that. You're going to keep these where they are. You're going to get a solid low friction nozzle joint. We're going to put 2 of these in. That's about as low as we're going to get it. Okay, so let's take one of these out. We're trying to get sub 4. I'm looking right here. We're going to do this live, and editor, you're going to keep this in because this is really important for the newer players to see. So with 3 of these were sub 4. If I take out 2 of these, we're still sub 4. Wow. So 1 rig, 2 type Ds, we are sub 4 with the Nereus. We're going to keep a damage control on. I think these are decent, but actually, and here's another big tip for the newer players. Never ever use the Tech 1 stuff. You always want to use either the compact or the regolith. What's the difference? The azotropic, whatever the hex, have better stats, but are slightly harder to fit than the compacts. The compacts are better than Tech 1s and easier to fit than Tech 1s. So you literally never, ever want to use Tech 1s because they're just not as good. Straight up. So we're going to put a multi-spectrum shield hardener into these mids because you do not have a cloak. The cloak is not used while you warp. The Nereus is a Tech 1 blockade runner for high sec. Yes, it is. We're going to put a, let's put a Tech 1 warp core stab in here. Let's put the Halcyon one in here. Okay, just to be able to have it. This is a great ship. This is a great ship. I got to use this more. And guess what you're going to use? You're going to use hyperspatial velocities to push your warp speed up to 7.5 AU. Very nice. Very nice. And in fact, if I take this out and I put in another one of these, we're actually sub 4 with triple type D. We're going to put triple hyperspatials to go to 8.2. You have a cloak just in case. We have drone bay. Sure. It has a drone bay? You know, I've never looked at this ship. It has a drone bay. The Nereus is a blockade runner for newer players. I straight up recommend that you use this instead of the Iteron Mark V. After seeing its stats, 27k EHP, sub 4 align, 8 AU a second. The goal of this is to get there. You get there faster. My hair light broke again. My hair, editor, you can keep on getting me. The boy's getting a new hair light for Black Friday, chat. My hair light keeps breaking. We're gonna, Black Friday coming up, we're getting a new hair light, chat. So I'm gonna save this fit. If you've come this far in the video, you just got your best hauler. So you can use the Iteron, but this ship, I gotta tell you, this is the best. Use this. Do not cargo fit it because you fit too much. Then you die with too much, and then you become targets. Fit this, you'll get to trust someone who's been playing and hauling. I've been doing hauling for most of my EVE career. There's already an Occator in my cargo bay. It's a billion-esque Occator. I fly it every day. There's a Viator in here, 240 million-esque. It's 10 AU sub 4. I fly it every day. That Nereus is going, that is an unexpected find. I learned something doing this. Go fly the Nereus. Go get that instead of the Iteron. Go do that. It's going to be better for you. So the Cryos is for holding ice. If you ice mine, fly a Cryos. Okay? The Epithal is for PI. Everybody should be getting an Epithal that's doing PI in high sec, period, full stop. That's it. The Miasmos is for ore. If you're ore mining, have a Miasmos. The Iteron is the little DST. And because of how mining ops, hauling ops work in high sec, I recommend you get the Nereus instead. It's the little blockade runner. DST stands for Deep Space Transport. The Iteron Mark IV is the little Occator. The Nereus is the little Viator. Get the Nereus. Do those in here. Good Nereus fit. Yes, we'll put the Nereus fit in the description. Really, how this should look is something like this. Let's say you have this is the Nereus, and this is your speciality. So this is your Nereus, hauls everything. If you like to mine ice, you get the Cryos. You like to mine ore, you get the Miasmos. You like PI, you get the Epithal. If you do all three, you get all three. That's what I did. That's what I recommend you do. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your Tech 1 Gallente tier list. Well done. This is it. You must, if you're flying Gallente ships, the Tristan, the Comet, and the Incursus are your best. Then the Algos, the Catalyst, and the rank 1 Catalyst and the rank 1 Imicus. Then the Clade Navy, the Atron, the Maulus Navy, and this is, let's do Navy, and this is Navy, okay? The Nereus, this is the Nereus, and this is the, like, I don't know, this is the Epithal. Sure, we'll just put the Epithal there. And this is the base, the Clade, the Imicus Navy, the Maulus base, and then the Navitas. You should read this as, I should get at least one of these ships. I should get at least one of these ships. What I'd really like you to do is have something that can do, like, pick one of these. Explo, mining, Indy. Okay, you can pick one of these ships to do that, and then have another thing that does this. These are your 2 career paths, really, that'll help you a lot. That's less a V, more of a PUP. If you pick, this is the, like, I want to have the Imicus satisfies this, and the, like, Comet satisfies this. And then you get a hauler. Sorry, and then you get a hauler. And then you're good. That's what I think your career paths should be. You need to make a ship fit website, Loru. That's just Eve Workbench, baby. That's, they already made a better one. So, chat, this is your Gallente tier list. Enjoy it. Make sure you get into those ships. And if you want more new bro guides, we've got an Eve masterclass for newer players right here. We've got more stuff like this in there for you to learn how to fly Eve better. And sub right here for the best Eve guides. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks very, very much.